Welcome to Konoha Crush, a clandestine effort to exhaustively research and document events occurring in and around the village hidden in the leaves. I'm Paradise.
Its name is Mel. Hey,
Hi,
we're
welcome.
we're Konoha Crush, and we're here to fuck your dad.
I don't know that I can't make any promises. I don't know. I don't know about the average dad of our listeners. I'm not really going to commit to that. What the
Hey,
fuck?
hey, what's up? How's it going?
It's going all right. It's going all right. I've been basically since the last time we've recorded, I've been in a weird haze, and I'm here enough today to be I can record the podcast, but it's just been I don't know. It's been up and down. It's been all over the place. But I'm here. I'm gonna do my best. Have I been up to anything? I don't know. The new season of anime started.
Yeah, we've been watching the one with the train.
Yeah. I forget the Japanese title and the official English translation of the title also. But it's the one with the train. There's four girls on a train. They go on a train.
7G made the world fucked.
7G made the world fuck. The girls are going on the train to find another girl. It's I mean, I don't really have any bold declarative statements about what the show is or is doing right now. There's been 2 episodes of it. I imagine hopefully we'll get a bunch of fun little stories with them taking their weird train in the fucked world to different places, right? And having a little adventure or whatever, having a good banter, right? I enjoy the dynamics between the girls. I enjoy the sort of hey, there's just a really playful and fun nature to the dialogue that I'm having a good time with. But I'm just gonna sit on it, wait and see. Hopefully it keeps being fun. There's that.
New season of Slime. It was boring.
Yeah, it started off really boring. Maybe it'll be doing some of the less boring stuff that show does soon, but it really just launches right into I don't know.
What else is going on? We got Magic Baby, pluraler than expected.
Yeah, that's what the show is called.
Magic Baby, pluraler than expected.
This is a fucking train wreck of what have we been watching sequence? What are we doing here? Oh god, I don't.
No, it's some. Reward is the seventh prince to study so now I get to spend all my time studying magic or something to that extent. We only watch Slop.
We only watch Slop, and occasionally okay, here's something that looks like it might be kind of fun, and I'll put it in front of us, and hope sometimes I'm right, and sometimes it's fucking Metallic Rouge. I don't know. God, sorry. I don't have this fucking segment anymore. I just hope we can fucking talk about Naruto without self-destructing.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot.
Alright, fuck, I guess it's my job then.
It is your job.
I haven't even taken a single sip of my coffee that we waited 5 minutes of recording for.
That's not even a big deal. I can wait 5 minutes of recording for anything.
It's hot. Episode 197, Crisis, The Hidden Leaf 11 Gather. There's a lot of new construction in the Hidden Leaf, so they've hired a bunch of foreign contractors to help with the work. Also, Naruto has a cool new ramen grandpa, who is cool and nice to him, but it turns out he's a spy or something, so he runs away with a bunch of security problem important building blueprints, and then explosion suicides to throw off the trail. All the kids get summoned to see Shikamaru about a special mission to track down the missing blueprints.
Okay, so I guess just, at the top of our Naruto discussion segment of the podcast, I just kind of want to establish the general tone we're going to be talking about this week. I thought these episodes were fucking boring. But for this first half of this first episode, there was a moment where I'm wow, they're really just kind of luxuriating and doing the setup here, and really it feels really different. It feels they're really taking their time. They're really trying to build something up for immediately telling us what's at stake here, what's going on, right? In that moment, for 11 minutes, right, that illusion was maintained. which doesn't say it's like exceptional, right? But it was like, for that time, I was like, wow, this is like kind of standing out. I wonder what they're doing here. We'll get into what they're doing here, I guess, as we talk about the whole like stretch of these episodes, right? But it
Mm-hmm.
starts out and like Naruto and Sakura are wandering through the Leaf Village. They have like a very like as we both know conversation about all the construction that's happening. And Naruto's like, yeah, actually, I have a new friend, my grandfather, um, who's here in the village, and he gives me lots of ramen, and he's nice to me. Uh, and it's I would say that the friendship they have in this episode is very thinly sketched. Um, it's very they go to Ichiraku Ramen, and Naruto gets ramen from his ramen grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
And Naruto's like, "This is so fucking cool. I love you, ramen grandpa." And then ramen grandpa is like, "I'm up to something," in his internal monologue.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and then that's the end of that day, and they wake up tomorrow and everything's worse.
everything's worse. Yeah, there's some smoke going off in the night. Like Naruto wakes up, and is like, "That's weird. It's none of my business though." And a bunch of Anbu guys.
I actually think Sakura kind of like insisting that there's no way that there's fog, just based off of like, yeah, there wouldn't be fog this time of year, just like totally comes around and bites her in the ass. I don't know. I think it's kind of cute, just the like insisting that Naruto's wrong, being led into like there was a smoke screen, someone did something last night.
I'm like, I can see that. I'm also frustrated by like how like Sakura's bit in this episode is this like weird moment of like, oh fuck, I'm shittier than Naruto now. Oh no.
Right? Yeah.
There's like this weird like it is definitely like a
Like definitely like the thing that follows through from that is like leading into some of the stuff about Sakura that's like annoying and bad.
mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, I like that character detail that she is just like I don't know.
Uh-huh. I think if they hadn't made it, be like, yeah, everybody but Choji and Sakura noticed, right? Like, I think those two being like singled as the ones who didn't get it is like, I don't know, right? Like if it was like, oh, Naruto like woke up and he was like, is something up? And he like went back to sleep and like was asking about it the next morning. And like if most of the kids also had noticed or whatever, it would be like, it would be one thing. But like,
Yeah.
that's a little annoying for sure. But like like a lot of this half the episode is also like we have like there's the spy guy who is like presumably Naruto's ramen grandpa. He's doing his shit. He's getting caught by Yanbu who like explodes himself. And like Naruto's like, oh fuck, we gotta like go and deploy all of our fucking guys. We need them to like leave the village as fast as possible to like go and do some shit. It's very like it is very much like doing the like transparent setup for like, okay, we have like a mission here and we only have the like the hidden leaf 11 or whatever, right? We only have these guys, but there is sort of like on some level like oh, there's like kind of like a cool tone to this, like, oh, here's this like big mission going on or whatever, right? Like I don't know, like there was like moments of this part of the episode where I was kind of like, maybe this could be cool.
Yeah, totally. Like I like the like kid jobs and like the big crisis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think
yeah.
I think that aspect of it's like really cute and like I don't know, like something that the arc does like a little bit forward is like folding back the kid's job into being the most important one. That like later there's like I think like a cute structural thing to do, right? It's just like yeah, like I think execution is pretty lackluster in these episodes.
Yeah. As it goes on and doesn't go a lot of places, it starts to kind of falter. But for now, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll hold out. I'll see what's going on. Did you have much else about this half of the episode? Or do you wanna keep going?
No, let's continue.
Okay.
Shikamaru sends all the kids off on their little investigating tasks and heads out with Naruto to talk to the foreman of the construction company where they learn that Genno used a fake recommendation letter to get hired. They head out to see his apartment and talk to some coworkers, but don't really learn anything before a squad of Anbu show up wanting to talk to Naruto.
So here's where it starts to like falter for me a little bit as we get to the second half of this first episode. And like, first of all, I don't really like. I don't feel like I have a lot of reason to buy into like the conflict running through this. Where Naruto's like, "No way, my fucking ramen grandpa was like an evil spy. He was nice to me. And he was a good person, right?" Like I don't know. I don't have a lot of like again, like because that relationship was like so thinly sketched in the first half. It's really
Right.
it's not a compelling source of drama, really, right? And it's like I feel like I'm in such a I feel like it puts me in such a like weird place of like like struggling to trust that anything in this arc is going to go much of anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because so much of the like trend of like Naruto stuff, like and like these animated dramas especially, is like vindicating Naruto's like base emotional reaction or whatever, right? Um, where it's like, yeah, sure, like there's part of it is like even as these episodes go on, we like learn about like, oh, was this guy's like plans to like blow up the whole hidden leaf or whatever. Spoil these a bit, but like there's still part of it's just like, okay, but like, what if Naruto's right? This guy is just nice, and there's like a secret reason that like this isn't the fucking like actual problem or whatever.
Right.
Like it's and like maybe I'll be wrong, and maybe it's like, yeah, this guy actually is like a he's like an enemy of the leaf, and he like duped Naruto as this fucking like
You know what I want it to be? You know what I want it to be so bad?
hmm.
Yes, he's an enemy of the leaf. No, he didn't dupe Naruto. He just liked hanging out.
Yeah, that would be that would be cool. Like you could do like you could do like some drama there. Naruto could be like, oh shit, what do I do when like one of my friends is the enemy of my home? What am I going to do there? And like there's no real like resolution to that because this is like an anime original story that doesn't have to matter. But you could like, I don't know, that is like still like putting characters in positions or whatever, right?
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know, it's a more interesting thing to think about than like
Mm-hmm.
How is he gonna end up secretly nice or like actually like devious?
Right, yeah.
Because the show would only do secretly nice or devious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, so you have that like throwing like Naruto being like, no way was my ramen grandpa nice, and then you have a lot of guys walking around and looking at stuff. A lot of like Byakugan like or like bug type or like dog smelling type like searching of buildings for like weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a lot of
talking to men about documents.
A lot of talking to men about documents. You've got a lot of this is something I kind of want to like wait to like talk about a little bit further, but like I think the like unraveling the mystery structure of this is like really really bland. But I think a big part of it is that like for a lot of it, and this is like true of this episode also, is that like we have like 3 episodes where the mystery is like, what is the stakes of the arc?
Yeah.
I'd like, I don't know. It's it doesn't leave me feeling like a lot to like latch onto, and I think it's a point to like circle back around to repeatedly. But I don't know. It's like a problem to me.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, like sitting here watching these episodes and spending so much time being like, okay, like what is the problem here, and also like is there going to be a problem here because of like the like suspicion cast and if there's going to be a problem here by like Naruto being like, no, I want to choose to believe in my ramen grandpa. I don't know. It's
right.
it's a problem, and like it's I don't know, like it's not like I don't know. I feel like a lot of the discussion of like what the like issue with the like mystery like clue discovery stuff like really like has to wait for later episodes, because in this episode is just so much like, yeah, we're showing up places, we're looking at stuff, we're like starting to get a few pieces of information, but we don't know what any of it means. I don't know, that episode kind of ends when the Yanbu guys show up and they're like, hey, we need to go. We need to grab Naruto and ask him about his ramen grandpa. And I don't know. Do you have more to say about this one?
No, you wanna press on?
I'd love to press on.
Beautiful. Episode 198. The Yanbu gives up. Naruto's recollection. The Yanbu have Naruto tied up for an interrogation, but he doesn't remember much about what he and the old man talked about over ramen, so the Yanbu hypnotize him about it. Meanwhile, Hinata and Neji spend some time looking at buildings with their magic cousin eyes, and Sakura takes Ino to see a dead body. Naruto Hypno remembers a picture Geno showed him of his grandson. Tsunade tells Shikamaru to call off the investigation because she figured out the Waterfall Village has a bunch of troops near the border for a training exercise. But it's probably a ruse, so she sends literally everybody to be out there for a fight.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of the cast is still just going around looking at stuff, looking at buildings. No real progression there. Nobody's like discovering anything from looking at buildings. We just keep checking in on them and they're looking at buildings. Still not super, still like super compelling. Naruto's getting like, pulled into his like, they use the fucking back to the past jutsu on him to
make you play games that suck ass jutsu.
Yeah, to like get him to reminisce about his fucking ramen grandpa. He learns about like his grandson that he claims he has, but the Emperor, like, that guy didn't have any relatives, so what's up with that? There's, Naruto is like, he's like remembering all these like nice things, and Yondu keep be like, well, there's this cause for suspicion there, right? Like, it's actually pretty weird that this guy was doing this. I feel like we don't like, I don't know. We get all of that. We get all of that, like, back and forth. We get like all these flashbacks that have this like really fucking like ugly, like muddy, like blur around the edges of the screen filter that makes every shot in them look really bad. Which I think they've done before, and it didn't work great then. Like, whatever is the case about like the various like things that Naruto's recalling, like we don't really get like a resolution for that. We just kind of like get that stuff to the side so like we can continue like learning clues. Sakura and Ino get called off to go do the girl job of looking at a dead body. Because it's like closely enough tied to like healing. I feel like at this point you can really like start to feel the like inevitable crush of like all of the girls into being the healers like start to take places. Like, it's like, wow, it's so cool and brave that Sakura can look at like a dismembered dead body and I can't. I've gotta catch up to her. Which I'm not like super compelled by, right? I don't know. Like especially because so much of like the Sakura scenes, like she's like standing there and she's just kind of like watching some people do something. Like I don't really know.
Yeah, she's like literally the she's doing there is just like, I have to be okay to see a dead body. Yeah. I have to stay and look at it.
Right. There's not like a like I feel like Sakura is like character who has the least of a role in like things that she does in these episodes. Where like even though I feel like a lot of the other stuff just kind of feels like milling about and like filling time, it is still like, okay, yeah, like it makes sense that like Hyugas would be like Byakugan looking at buildings and fucking like Kiba, would be doing their like sensory shit or whatever, right? Fucking Ten Ten is like investigating where all like the bombs went because she's like a tool specialist. I don't remember if that's happened yet, but like there's like a certain like degree of like, yeah, a character is like going to be like specialized in something and be in a place.
Yeah, I mean, I think this arc does like a pretty good job of like putting kids where they will be useful.
Yeah. This is like me repeating something like me saying that was like me repeating something you said to me like in the fucking pre-recording. But like Sakura is so like, yeah, she's like medical affiliation, she'll be in the scene, but she also doesn't like
she doesn't fucking do anything here.
Yeah, she doesn't like they don't like really like think to like let like about how to like let her contribute like beyond that. And it's like extra frustrating because there's like bits where like Shikamaru is like going over a bunch of like paperwork to like try and find like discrepancies or something, like try to find like places that like Geno worked or whatever. And like that's the shit that Sakura is like good at in a way, right? Like Sakura is like Sakura is the girl who like fucking like aces the test that like you're not supposed to actually do because it's really hard or whatever, right? Like she's like I feel like it's like a
but Shikamaru's the boy who could do that, so like.
So he has to bring fucking like Choji and Naruto to like complain and do nothing in that scene.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, we like get like this episode sort of like jangling keys in front of your face, like, oh shit, is something going to happen? Is there going to be a problem thing where we like learn about the fucking like, oh, the Waterfall Village are like amassing troops near the border for their training exercise, where they like run full speed at our border and then stop. Which I I don't know if that's normal for military exercises, but it seems a little bit like
I wouldn't advise this behavior.
right. Like it seems like the most alarming one you could do.
You should walk out calmly to the border, and then the exercise should be running full speed back towards your own direction.
Or like just like I don't know, like moving through terrain somewhere else, or like I don't know, like fucking it's like it is like so strange that like exercise like yeah we're going to like they're going to like pretend to invade us like until like right up to the point where it would be like a actual declaration of war for them to do anything, and then they're gonna stop right there.
It's so funny that they do this all the time, though, just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
It's like I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Everybody in the Waterfall Village is very well trained in this exact one round of attack that the Leaf knows about, and it's really gonna pay off eventually.
Yeah, it's the one that's gonna get him for sure.
Is there much more you have to say about this after the episode?
Oh no.
Okay.
Shikamaru asks to stay on the investigation, so the kids stay on the investigation. A handful of kids convene at the site of the explosion, introduce that the blast came from two sources, an outer ring and then a central blast, giving Genno time to get away and sub in another body. Also, the medical ninja are done reconstructing the corpse, and Ino notices the hands on this guy couldn't possibly be those of a carpenter. And also, Hinata's here to see that the body never had a developed chakra network. It's just totally a different guy, not even a shinobi. A bird drops all the lost blueprints over the village, and the Waterfall Ninja were just doing a training exercise, actually.
Okay. Yeah, so this how the episode starts with Shikamaru. You know, he's in Tsunade's office. He's like here to like tell us everything that's happened so far. Tsunade's about to be like, hey, okay, I'm going to like send all of you to go to war also. And Shikamaru's like, actually, I think the plot is happening here in the village, and also, like, 11 kids probably aren't going to make, like, a difference or whatever, so how about we keep doing the plot here? And so I was like, yeah, okay, fine. I
mean, okay. I think it is also kind of cute that Tsunade is so ready to go all in on something. She's a very bad gambler.
I guess that makes sense. I guess like that is like consistent or whatever. I guess I block a little bit like bad gambler like and then also becomes like it also like bleeds over into like bad president.
Yeah.
But like maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine. Maybe somebody doesn't need to be good at her job. Maybe somebody just needs to do anything other than sit in her room and like act powerless about everything that's happening for the entire arc and occasionally be talked to by Shikamaru or whatever. Maybe that's all she needs to do ever. I don't know. Yeah, we get a bunch more like gathering clues. I feel like this is the half of the episode where it like really like struck me what a lot of the like mystery solving stuff like felt like to me. Mm-hmm. Where like to me it like really reminds me of like an adventure game where you have your like different locations to keep like cycling between and like you know but like not even a particularly good one. It's like one where you're like really locked into like a very specific sequence, so like you can like go to a place but you can't like look at everything yet. You gotta like learn something elsewhere and then like learn that you can go click and look at something, and it just keeps like because it has a structure, like here's these like scenes we keep like returning to and like learning a little bit more like off of something like changed from like a previous scene, like rather than just having like okay we like investigate this place and we like learn the clues and like you start piecing that together from like the various like places you go to, like it feels like there's this sort of like weird like adventure game logic progression in a way that's like very frustrating when you're just like trying to like watch a show.
What if they played out the drama of the body being reconstructed, right? Mm-hmm. And that led into them realizing, like, oh, he obviously, like, swapped it out with somebody, let's go check out the explosion site.
Right.
Like, these scenes could, like, chain into each other, right?
Instead, it's like, they reconstruct the body, and, like, Ito is like, whoa, that's not his hand that we've seen that has a scar on it every time. And meanwhile, they're like, oh, something's weird at the blast site, and then we, like, have combined those two pieces of information to be like, oh, Hinata can look at this guy's body and be like, yep, that's not him. And then we go back there and we fucking look at the fucking blast site some more, and it's just, like, so... Like, it's just not a compelling structure, right? Like, it feels like trying to make as little happen for as long as possible,
Yep.
rather than just like, I don't know, like.
Right, because any one of those scenes played to conclusion all the way through would give it up in like 10 minutes.
Right, yeah.
Like, not even.
Right, yeah. Like, if like the next episode would be like, we go back to the blast zone again. It's like, oh, there's like a hole there that he like must have crawled away through that we didn't see yet.
Right. Oh my god.
Like it just like really like feels like fucking playing like an Ace Attorney case and like being like really frustrated when you realize the thing you need to do is like hear about something you already kind of see but couldn't click on yet.
Right. They didn't even necessarily have to wait for the body to be reconstructed, right? Like, it could have just been like that, like under the tarp, but like the hand was coming out and just like, yeah, the body's like really messy, don't look at it. Right. And then Ino could have been like, wait, that's not his fucking hand. Like, just
right,
no
like
way.
a carpenter's hand would be like way more like, you know, rough than that.
Right. And then Hinata, because she wasn't just previously somewhere else, because this, you know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Can also be there the whole time, along with like everybody else who's participating, and be like
the whole time because we used to keep looking at buildings and not noticing anything. Sorry,
she can then see that, like, you know, of the part that can see like in the hand and the arm, be like, oh, the like chakra network is like not developed in the way that shinobi's would be, and be like, oh, this is a different body.
Right. And then they go investigate the blast zone and they can cover like, okay, shit, like here's where it went or whatever.
Yeah, here's the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, even 1010 could already be there and like tell them when they arrive, like, hey, there's something weird with the explosions happening. There's like an outer ring, then an inner ring.
It's like, hey, can you like help me, like, you know, get one of the fucking like Byakugan people who is on like building looking duty to like come look at this and like see if there's like an escape route or something.
But Hinata would already be going there because because she was there when they made that discovery, right?
Right, yeah.
Right, and so Hinata could be there and be like, oh, there's a tunnel under the ground, but it's about to fall down, right? Like, you know. Sorry, getting ahead of ourselves here.
No, it's okay. Like that's just kind of like I feel like that's just kind of how it has to like talk about it, because like each individual scene is like, it just feels like such a small incomplete part of every scene that, like, I don't know. It's just frustrating. It just like really undercuts itself at every opportunity.
We gotta play Naruto Doctor.
Right,
and then okay, so again, getting ahead of ourselves. That leaves Neji open to be looking at buildings to find the bombs.
right. Anyway.
Like the split parties, like looking up stuff, right? Like, it still works. Anyway, we should press on, just talk about it, right?
Right. So like the like, I feel like basically the only other thing that happens in this episode is like Naruto and Choji and Shikamaru are like looking over a bunch of like documents to try and figure out like what Geno worked on, like where that overlaps with like plans that were stolen or whatever, right? And again, like I expressed my like frustration with like the weirdness of like why is Naruto here doing this? He's not fucking achieving anything. But anyway, like Shikamaru's like, oh, like the plan that's missing that like Geno also worked on is like the plan for the academy or whatever. There's some line of reasoning that like brings up like start like worrying about the academy here at the end of this episode. But like that gets like cut aside because like, oh, there's like a bird flying over the village and it's dropping all the blueprints. And it's like a big like mystery, like what's going on there? All the blueprints that got stolen are falling onto the village. What's going on there? Do you want to move on to the next episode and find out what's going on there, because it's annoying to me?
Yeah. Episode 199, The Missed Target. Naruto and Choji scramble to grab all the falling blueprints while Shikamaru loses track of the bird. Team Explosion Site finds an escape tunnel on the verge of collapse. The only blueprint that was actually stolen was the academy, so the eyeball cousins pop over to go look at it, while Naruto struggles to convince the children to evacuate. Tenten and Lee spot a group of kids running off to the practice hall for kunai training, which is weird to do.
So, like, maybe there'll be something later in this fucking arc that, like, brings me back around to, like, whatever's going on with the fucking, like, bird dropping plan shit. But like it amounts to nothing. It amounts to fucking nothing here, right? Because Shikamaru is already like, oh shit, we should look at the academy at the end of the previous episode, and like that's also where he is after this. And basically it's just like, oh, we need something like exciting to happen, so Naruto's gonna like run around and grab papers, and Choji's gonna grab some papers also, and they're gonna do a couple bits, and that's like, it's fucking nothing. It just again like it just feels like. It feels like the fact that the arc is trying to make up for the fact that it still doesn't have any clear stakes by just like fucking bringing out some like flashy lights or whatever to like be like, hey, look, something's happening, but like nothing's fucking happening, right? It's like, I don't know. It's supposed to be like a distraction or whatever, but like it doesn't really like throw anybody off the trail or like. I just don't. I don't know. It's like it's just like really frustrating to me of like. Like watching this, like still like it hasn't like super amounted to anything. It's just like kept putting things, being like, is this what's going on? No, and like the episode ends, and like here's a new thing. Like, oh, is this going on? It's like, nope, this is actually basically fuck all. We need to go do the thing we were already talking about at the end of the previous episode. Now that we've like resolved this fucking thing, it's not even like a fucking cool like action.
You know what I bet it is. You know what I bet the Genno secret is. I bet he's actually a nice grandpa, and then there's someone else who is going to rig up the city to explode. And so he stole all the blueprints so they couldn't have them. Because they wanted to blow up the city.
Maybe. Could be. And he did this whole like fake bad like seeming like he was doing a bad job of escaping to draw attention to the trying to blow up the city plan, but actually he's nice, and maybe he was a part of the plan initially, but he like saw Naruto and was like, oh, Naruto's like my grandson, the leaf is good because it has child soldiers in it and I love them and I need to stop this, and then he like maybe that's what's going on.
Probably that's it, yeah.
But yeah, so we have our fucking like bullshit, time wasting, like grabbing paper out of the air bullshit. We talked about them finding the hole a bunch already. So I guess the only thing here is like, you know, we get like everybody's trying to like get the kids out of the school so the like Byakugan guys can like look more efficiently. I don't really know why they don't like. I don't know why they don't try to like create some sort of like slightly more like official announcement to get the kids out of here. Like I know like most people are gone, but like I don't know, like fucking like even if Tsunade is like locked in her office or whatever, Shizune could show up and be like, hey kids, we need to evacuate the school for a little bit. We're doing like a fire drill or something, you know?
Or even fucking Shikamaru.
Right.
They'd listen to Shikamaru. He's got the best.
He does have the best, right? But like I guess it's funny that I do think it's kind of funny that like Naruto is trying to be like, yeah, I'm gonna appeal to these kids like inherent hatred of school, and they're all like, actually we love being in class, fuck you, stop trying to make us leave, we're here to like look at our books alone because the teacher told us to. I think that's awesome. What's wrong with you fucking delinquent?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's also just true that the kids that aren't like that are already gone.
Yeah, right. Like, if someone's like, yeah, all your teachers are going to be like out of the fucking city today. Like every kid who isn't like feeling somewhat diligent about being in school is just not there.
Yeah,
like we don't see fucking Konoha in any of these scenes. He's fucking gone.
Nope.
Is there anything else about this half of the episode?
No, let's press on.
Okay.
Naruto does some nostalgia at the training hall, and Choji notices new log target. Naruto runs off to have Neji look at the log, while Neji finds a paper bomb with a chakra fuse that leads to that very log, with a trigger on the bullseye. Meanwhile, Rock Lee helps the kids with their knife throwing, but we know this to be bad for the kids, because it would blow up their peers back at the academy. Naruto makes it back in time to keep the bomb from going off, and the cousins find chakra fuses going to basically every building in the village. The whole fucking place is rigged to blow.
I thought the episode was fucking annoying to me. Like I think the continuation of like Naruto and Choji would be like, oh, like being kind of wistful about the fact that they like just kind of like blew off school and like fucked around a bunch and seeing all these serious kids is like kind of cute, but like so much of this fucking episode is like we're like cutting back and forth between like a bunch of characters like learning the same thing and like running off to like communicate that to each other and like creating this like very very like hastily like constructed like tension of like, oh shit, like Naruto like ran off to fucking like ask like Neji to like look at this like weird suspicious thing, but meanwhile Lee is just gonna keep encouraging the kids to like throwing knives at the suspicious thing because there's this like weird disconnect between them, so we can have this like fake tension of like, oh no, are the kids gonna like blow up their own school and all of their friends as they like try to throw knives good. It's just not, I don't know, it's just nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just being really fucking like down and like bitter about all of this, but I'm just I don't know. Like, it's just really like a series of episodes that is so like, I don't know. We talked about this. Where it's just like here's like four like like scenes to like each given concept that we could like just see in one scene and be like done with, right? Like it just feels so like, it just feels like so like, I don't know. You're like writing this shit for the anime. You don't have to like try and like fill time this bad, right? Like you could like make something better suited to the like time frame that you're like telling it in. I don't know. It's just really unsatisfying to me. It's just like it just doesn't work. It doesn't like construct this mystery excitingly. It doesn't like construct drama very well. But yeah, we play that out for a while. We get like a fake out, like, is the school, did the school just explode because like Ten dropped like a spike ball? Which just kind of goes on until like, you know, eventually you know, Lee stops the knife from hitting the target just before it would hit the bullseye and like blow up the whole fucking Leaf Village. And you know, the episode ends on like Hinata and Neji like getting this big like expansive overview of like, oh shit, here's all the like he here's this big like network of paper bombs that are like spread all across the leaf that like would have gone off if this like knife hit the target. But like even as this being like the reveal of like what's like at play here, I feel like there's not a lot done to make that seem like a potential impending problem that isn't just like annoying to clean up.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, they like secured the thing that's like the detonation device or whatever. I don't know, maybe they'll find another one later, but like the one we know about that would have been a problem is like, okay, they've got that locked down, right? They just have to like prevent kids from throwing knives at it. And like, I don't know. I don't know what it would take to like disable it, but like surely it's fucking possible, right? And so like expanding the scale of like how many bombs there are is like, it feels like this attempt to be like, well, look just how bad it could have been if that had just happened there as like the stinger to the end of the episode. But like there isn't an immediate point of like pressure on that being a thing that can happen again.
Right, and also literally in the preview for the next episode, there's literally just like a, well, we did it, it's all better now.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize. I didn't even fucking watch that. Oh my god. So we're just gonna be fucking back into like what are we even doing territory again next episode. Like right away. Fucking cool. I also feel like they made the Byakugan seem like it kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah.
In this episode. Where it's like, yeah, there's fucking like there's paper bombs everywhere. They're all like hooked up to this network, but we could only we like only found it by like looking from like the base like place where that's like happening, which like I guess you like I guess I'm like confused about the vision of the Byakugan it's putting forth in this episode, because it's so much like, oh yeah, we can only look at like specific points. We have to like there's so much like bits of like Neji and Hinata like looking like slowly like looking like over like a building or whatever, but the whole fucking thing is their special 360-degree eyes that like detect shit around them, and it's like,
right, like,
and they're like, yeah, we it's hard for us, so we like don't know what we're like looking for, and there's like so many people around. I'm like, yeah, sure, I guess maybe like the so many people being around in the school thing could be like an issue, but like I feel like if you're like 360-degree like detect every threat eyes only works if you like know exactly what you're looking for. It's like, It just seems shitty. It just seems like it sucks. I don't know. It's we have two fucking more episodes of this.
There's 2 more?
There's 2 more, yeah.
Ugh. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, I just want to end the fucking episode.
What are we watching next week?
Next week we're watching episodes 200, 201, and 202 of Naruto. And hey, one of those is going to be not fucking this anymore, so look forward to that.
Woohoo! Alright, and hey, if you can't wait, if you want to get through faster, you can catch the episodes up to a week early over on our Patreon. Patreon.com/KonohaCrush. All one word, Konoha Crush. For $5 a month, you get access to our bonus show, Naruto Uzumaki. We're doing something next time.
We should talk about that.
And hey, while we're on the Patreon, I want to offer a very special shout out to our joining tier patron, Izzy. Hey. Means a lot.
Thank you, Izzy.
Thank you. I mean it. If you like listening, please support the show. Sorry, I took a hit in the middle of this episode, and so the outro always suffers. If you want to catch us, we both stream on Twitch. Or I've been on kind of a hiatus for a while, but I'm about to pick it back up. I'm over at twitch.tv/GuinevereTeef, GuinevereTeef.
Yeah.
I'll be streaming fucking whatever, I don't know yet. Something.
And I'm over on Twitch at twitch.tv/VerdictVelvet, where I have been streaming still only Fire Emblem. Still playing every Fire Emblem game. Still playing Thruster 776. They did some fucking evil shit to me last time, but I'm gonna
I believe in you.
I'm gonna overcome everything. I'm gonna do it.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know. Is there anything else?
No. Hey.
Want to get out of here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
You gotta do the thing.
We gotta do the thing. Hey, thanks for listening. And remember, there is no such thing as filler.
You sure?